everything that happens is a co-creation. And when you decide that you're going to blame the one who seemed at most fault instead of take responsibility for the part you play, the reason you feel so awful is not because you're mad at the little girl. It's because you're all upside down about how things are being created in your reality. You are running around this planet as cooperative components to one another, not to do bad things to each other and not to teach other lessons, but to sift through the data to put things in your vortex to which your inner being is already aligned so that you can experience the joy of alignment. So then Esther began noticing what fun it was. She met a whole host of new people on the process of getting this into alignment, and there's still more to come. More lovely people interacting on different levels. Isn't that what life is all about? And so, of course, you don't want someone to bury their Mustang in the front of your vehicle. That's not our message here at all. But we are acknowledging that there are plenty of things that you don't want that are bumping into you. Plenty of things that you don't want that are bumping into you. And your reaction to the bump, it's normal when you first get bumped to have a knee-jerk reaction. Maybe if you don't really understand who you are. But in time, the woman who drove the Jaguar was standing in a more stable place than Esther in terms of her life. Her husband came to assess it, and they were both smiling in the parking lot. And Esther said to both of them, "Stop smiling." You are far too happy. This is what I teach, but it is not what I live. You are smiling too much here. And of course she didn't mean it, but isn't it annoying to see someone living the exact thing that you are living and feeling so differently about it, you see? And what we're wanting you to understand is that the source within you, that your inner being, that who you really are, that is converging with you out here on the leading edge of that which you are living, that source within you has a different opinion often than you do if you feel anything less than wonderful. The source within you is always acknowledging the value in the rendezvous. The source within you is always looking for the positive aspects and the benefit of. And when you make one small decision, and it really is a smaller decision than any of you realize, when you make the small decision that you are going to feel good no matter what, that today, no matter what you are doing or where you are going or who you are doing it with, that you're going to look for reasons to feel good, you begin to tune yourself to the vibration of the source within you, and then that becomes your dominant point of attraction. Instead of some conversation, you see, everything that happens has some law of attraction vibrational hook. It was not accidental that occurred right after Esther had fanned the flames of people doing weird things in traffic that made her a vulnerable target. It's not an odd thing. It was not a strange coincidence that as Esther came into the parking lot, she picked that place to park. None of this is accidental. Nothing is accidental. Everything is vibrationally aligned. And the composite of vibrations that you hold are all part of it. So was this an awful thing that happened? Certainly not. Are there awful things that happen? No, not really. This is the thing that we want you to understand. From your broader point of view, everything fits into vibrational alignment with the well-being that you want and deserve. And as you begin looking for evidence of that, you begin living more of those moments so that it's peak, 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 peak. It was a peak moment for Esther when she called that father and explained to him her newfound perspective and expressed through the tone in her voice and through the conversation that she had her genuine love and appreciation, her genuine affection and desire for well-being for the young girl who just 2 days before had caused her something entirely different than that, or at least that was the credit that Esther was giving to her. When you come back into alignment, it's because you have aligned with your inner being. When you feel good, it's because you've aligned with who you are. When you feel bad, it is because you are not aligning with who you are. And whoever is running into the front of your car is irrelevant to the equation, really, 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 really. So, there is mayhem in the parking lot right now. No one is afraid. We are eager to talk with you about anything that you want to talk about.
Hi, you're right. It's sort of like I'm stuck with a vibration that I can't change. I try really hard to change it as well, like I try finding better feeling thoughts, but what happens is I just go straight back to where I started off with.
Well, you have to do it a little bit at a time. So what happens is, because you feel a certain way, that's the vibration that you're offering. Because that's the vibration that you're offering, that's what comes back to you. As that comes back to you, it confirms the feeling that you had, which causes you to offer the vibration more. So in the example that we gave about Esther with the car hitting her car, same sort of thing. She's been feeling off her game. She's been feeling less strong and less secure than she has felt over time. She's been feeling sort of vulnerable. That feeling of vulnerability causes her to say things that are not things that she would normally say, caused her to rendezvous with a near accident, which she normally wouldn't rendezvous with, but given this new vibration, so here it comes. Then she commented about what a close call it was, and even though nothing happened at that intersection, under the bridge, entering the freeway, nothing happened, she found the words that said, if that guy who did that thing that he shouldn't have been doing had hit that other car, then likely we would have been involved in something even though we were innocent. So now here she is. She was feeling it. Now there's evidence. Now she's commenting on the evidence. Now she's feeling it more. Now she parks her car innocently in a parking lot, and while she's in the grocery store, someone hits her car. So now, see what's going on. So she was feeling that way. The manifestation confirmed how she was feeling. Now she comes out, and here is something she really doesn't want. There's a girl crying. Her father is there. He's enraged. The car is smashed into her car. Now you're observing something more. Now you're observing it. Now you're having a knee-jerk response to it. In other words, it's like letting what is control how you feel. But the question is, when did it start? In other words, when did this chain that led to that start? And the bigger question that we're really wanting you to hear is, what was the chain really leading to? In other words, what did it actually lead to? Eventually, Esther felt enough discord from it. When Esther got really, really mad at that sweet little girl, that's when Esther started rethinking it, because that's not who she is and it's not what she wants. She did not want to stand in that place of blame there. So then another intention kicked in, because whenever you know what you don't want, what you do want is part of the equation too. So in this story that we're giving you, at some point along the way, Esther made a decision that she was no longer happy feeling bad. And as she visited with us about it, we helped her to see this is not evidence of your vulnerability. This is evidence of your invincibility.